told us the way that they.
What's up, YouTube? It's me, the artisanmc, and I'll give you a little bit of geek speak on this morning, on this new comic book Happy Hump Day feel. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. $artisanmc, and cash it. So here we go. Doing about 83 on the 2-lane road, and this is me multitasking. So I got an email from my boy, Instant AB Media 83. Sent me an email a couple of days ago. I finally had a chance to read the email. What's good, Malika? And I read the email, and the email was about a new book that was coming out from Lucasfilms, I guess, Disney. The book is called Star Wars Padawan. Right? You can look it up. I'm forgetting the author's name. She's Christy something or other. She's supposed to be a New York Times best-selling author. And anyway, the book is about Obi-Wan Kenobi. And one of the parts that people are seizing on, and that the article was about, is that, what's up, D. Anderson? Is that Obi-Wan at some point in time, when he was the Padawan of Qui-Gon Jinn, he's supposed to go off on a mission with Qui-Gon Jinn. And Qui-Gon Jinn was late. Obi-Wan was impatient. So Obi-Wan left and ended up on his own mission with some other Force users, finding his own way to the Force. And while he was on this planet with these other Force users, one of the other people on the planet came on to him. And one of the other people that came on to him was a guy. And while Obi-Wan doesn't want to kiss the guy, he uses the Jedi Code as his reason for why he didn't want to kiss him, eschewing attachments, the old Jedi Order way, right? But then he has this whole psychodrama about, well, maybe he wanted to kiss the guy, and maybe he didn't want to kiss anybody on the planet. All this, mental babble about a young Obi-Wan Kenobi possibly wanting to kiss a dude. Now, the underlying theme of this is that Obi-Wan Kenobi could have been bisexual or asexual. Now, while that can be an affront and shocking as shit to hear, you go a little bit further in the story and a little bit further with the character's history, and you know that Obi-Wan ended up having a close relationship with Satine, I'm forgetting her name, Chrysler or something like that. And that in the Clone Wars cartoon or animated show, Obi-Wan had a love interest, and it was a female. Now, that episode of Clone Wars with Obi-Wan and Satine on Mandalore, kind of falling in love with each other, happened a long time before excuse me, this book came out. So it was already canon. That means somebody went back and wrote this book and put it in that time period when Obi-Wan was a younger Jedi, was just a Padawan, to introduce this idea that possibly, maybe, on a fluke chance, that Obi-Wan Kenobi was bisexual. Now, I see some of you guys in the chat yelling like Darth Vader, no! Yeah. Okay, let's break this shit down. Because there's a couple of things on it that I have to say, and I have to say them quick because I'm on the road and almost at work. Shit. Now, the message that AB sent me with this email, appreciate you, AB Media, for sending me the article, because I do like to read articles, and I do like people, feed me some information that I might have missed or not seen, right? No worries. Just don't be upset at me if I don't get to it right after you hit the send button. Okay? Usually busy. Here's the thing. Number one is the setup for this fucking story sounds like the same dumb shit that KK is doing with this skeleton crew shit. Bunch of Padawans cut off from their masters, just doing what they want to do by themselves in the Force. Okay? That's what it sounds like. In reading this article, it makes me think, was Obi-Wan Kenobi supposed to be in that skeleton crew show? Because the skeleton crew show is coming out this year. It's going to be out. Right? Understanding and seeing the moves that KK has been making these last, 5 years or so, she always tries to have this shit linked all together. Just like you saw the Obi-Wan show come out, and they put the character of Reva in there and changed her up a bit, and then you find out before the show is even over, and fans is already groaning at this shit. Oh, Reva got her own solo show coming. It leaves the fan base thinking like, oh, what? What? I'm trying to do my Angry Man shock face. She already had a show coming. Now, if you've known anything about this High Republic book series that's been out there, that's been a flaming pile of Bantha hoodoo, you know that this is another way that KK was trying to get there. She was trying to push these stories out with these folks, right? With this agenda. And I told you guys before, when I saw the launch video for the High Republic novels and stuff like that I was already rolling my eyes about, because KK was in charge of it, and they showed who was in the writing room for this shit, it looked like a Rainbow Brigade meeting. It did. It looked like a Rainbow Brigade community meeting. And I'm like, holy shit, who's writing this? Uh-oh. Feeling a little disturbance in force. And you tell me, you heard any rave reviews about the High Republic novels? I still got one on my Kindle, on my Audible, that I can't bring myself to listen to. You know how you know? Just yesterday, I finished Sojourn in the Drizzt series by R.A. Salvatore, right? I just finished Sojourn, right? Went back, finished Sojourn. That one was okay up to chapter 15. From chapter 15 on, it was kind of rushed and bullshit, right? But I do like the character of Drizzt. Now, once I finished that book, I went back through the rest of the Audibles to find something else that I felt an urge to listen to. You know what I passed? That High Republic book. I'd rather listen to 30 minutes of Marcus Aurelius' meditations. And Marcus Aurelius has been dead forever. I chose that instead of Star Wars. What'd that tell you? And I've read the meditations before. So I was more apt mentally to go over something I've already read before again than to sit there and delve into this High Republic shit. Now, this is part of KK's push. Here's the second point that bothers me about this. I'll try to wrap it up quick. The continue that's the wrong word. But anyway, the continued selling of this lifestyle to young children, of trying to force it on young children, is really disturbing to me to sit back and watch. Because in a lot of senses, I don't see why there is a huge push to push, said it twice. I don't see what the inclination is to make a huge push of sexuality onto children that is not theirs. Well, they could be confused about their sexuality. Kids don't have a sexuality. If you had children, you'd understand that part. Kids don't have a sexuality. You know why? Because kids don't have sex. Now, teenagers might have some emergent ideas about confused sexuality, but it's not the numbers that you keep trying to purport this shit. It's not. Not until recent years, when it became too terrible to be a man that every boy has to be straddling a fence somewhere. All this proselytization of this alternative lifestyle is really disturbing to me, because how are you protecting children? And how are you protecting children from people who are trying to groom them into a lifestyle they were not born into? Because that's all it seems. Why am I supposed to be upset at pedophiles now? Grown people who have sexual experiences, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, with young children, and then people who write stories for young children doing the same thing, promoting this sexuality to them. I'm not seeing it as any different right now. I'm really not. I'm seeing it as the same damn thing. One way or another, one way or the motherfucking other, you are getting to a kid's mind to try to convince them that this lifestyle is what they need to be getting into. By introducing enough doubt into stuff they don't even freaking know about yet, haven't even hit the age of wonder with to even know. You getting them before the question is even interjected. Well, you could feel this way. What? Now, the other angle on this is how you see they try to tear down patriarchy. That's fucking terrible. And Obi had to ditch Qui-Gon Jinn so he can find what I'm talking about. This is how they try to turn your fucking children against you. Daughter, trying to get her to emancipate herself so your young daughter can come live with them. To me, I guess he said one nothing over there that gives a interference to a signal. There's nothing there. And if it was right there, it'd be in the one patch where there ain't shit at. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I don't agree with that part. What is the next part of it? Sounds like the Skeleton Crew, proselytizing the kids, grooming children. Shit. You already know Obi-Wan has the team, so Canon is screwed up. Okay, the last point was, this is what I mean by backfilling. When you guys hear me bitching about backfilling, where they keep going backwards in the timeline to this is what I'm talking about. This story came out a long time after that Clone Wars episode with Obi-Wan and Satine. So for canon's sake, shout out to Ripper, you already know Obi-Wan had an interest in some chick. But since they want to tell their story, KK and the acolytes of like minds want to tell their story, they go back in Obi-Wan's past and tell this story about him wanting a dude, or not even him wanting a dude wanting him. Oh, some guy he had to debate about it. He had to really think about it. Why did he really have to think about it? This is what I mean. Because they wrote this book, and because it's Disney, and because it's canon, because it's Disney, that's in the canon now. That's there. So best believe if you hear KK bitching about a season 2 of fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is the recent shit I heard, whereas she wants to cancel season 2 and fire Ewan McGregor. What? Best believe if you got a season 2, Obi-Wan would have had a relationship with a dude. He was his old age. Well, this woman does not put in this book. This is all her watch. This is all her approving. Yeah, bullshit. So shout out to AB for sending me the article. To read that book. Yeah, I guess. I have in here and Wendy's 100 days. State. She had to, and I don't know how this book got all the way to being published and nobody knew about it, but once saying that out loud, I know KK hides a bunch of shit. She hides a bunch of stuff under the radar from Disney. And it probably was just one of those things. Just like all the delete footage from Obi-Wan. She didn't want nobody to know about this shit. The fact that Ewan McGregor or somebody came out and said something, that's what she's like, kill them. Execute order 66. So that's what it is. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know, this book do what it does. Put the article, the link for the article in the chat, and you gotta look into this stuff. Look into the author. See what else she's written, what the nature of stuff she's written about. So it's all on this shit. But for me, I can go take care of some actual work without being fucking goofy. No goofy shit. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. And I will see you guys sometime later today, because I think I'm going to do a Geek Speak later on this evening. So I'll see you guys later. Oh, my God. I almost did a stream without any breakups. Peace, you guys.
I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah. I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah. Yo, we should get them, so I got them all.